Okay, this will be the sample test for the rational equations chapter and also the graphing of cube roots and nonlinear systems. Okay, I'm going to do predominantly these by graphing. If you do the algebra, see your other teacher, but I'm going to do predominantly through graphing. All right, so number one, all right, state the restrictions. One thing you're going to have to be able to do is you have to be able to factor these. Okay, so that's going to be this one, it's factored. So my restrictions, okay, are going to be x equals 5 and x equals negative 3. Okay, those are my restrictions. Now, to solve this, I'm going to do this by graphing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to go into the menu. I'm going to go into graph. I'm going to delete my other stuff here. Delete, delete. Okay, so 1/2 of the equation, the left side, I'm going to type into line 1. Okay, so what I'm going to have is I'm going to do 3 divided by x plus 3 minus, okay, 5 divided by x plus 3. Okay, so that's going to be the left side. The right side is going to be x squared minus 6x minus 51 divided by x squared minus 2x minus 15. And I'm going to draw it. All right, now I'm going to fix this. F3, F3, x equal. Here's what my graph looks like. So what I'm trying to find is I'm trying to find the intersection points. Okay, so I'm going to do a G-solve intersect. Okay, I'm going to get negative. Oh, whoops! Hold on, I didn't do this right. Hold on, let me go back. I think, yeah, hold on. That should be a minus 5. Okay, let me delete that. Minus 5. Draw. Okay. G-solve intersection. Okay. All right. One of my intersections is going to be x equals 7. Okay. And if I hit over, all right, and it doesn't cross, okay. All right. That's all I'm going to have. So I'm going to have an answer of x equals 7. All right, for my answer. Okay. Moving down to number 2. The restrictions here are x equals negative 1, so it's like solving that, and x equals 5. Okay. Once again, I'm going to graph these in the calculator. Okay. This is going to be x plus 5 divided by x plus 1. Okay. So that's that side. The other side is going to be x plus 2 divided by x minus 5. That's 55. Okay. And if you notice, I want to put parentheses around each part of the fraction. Okay. Now I'm going to do, I think I'm going to have a couple of intersection points here. I'm going to check here though. Let's see if I do a G-solve intersect. Okay. Let me see if I zoom out, enter. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get some intersections this way. G-solve intersect. Okay, negative 9, so x equals negative 9. I'm going to hit over. I don't think I get any others besides that. Okay, so I'm stuck at x equals negative 9. Okay, that's my other answer. All right, moving down to number 3. Solve it graphically. All right, so what I'm going to do here, all right, I'm going to go back into this. I'm going to delete this side. I'm going to delete this side. All right, I'm going to do 1 divided by x plus 3. Okay, all right, minus 2. That's that side. This other side is going to be negative x minus 7. I'm going to draw that. Okay, and I'm going to see where the intersection points are. G-solve, intersect. X equals negative 4. Okay, so I know that's one of my solutions. And let's see if I do over, if I get any more. No, anywhere that way. Nope, so all I'm going to have is x equals negative 4. If you were going to graph this, all right, this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And the slope is going to be just up 1. So if you keep graphing these, this is where it would be. Okay, so it's all these, that right there. This would be graphed by an anchor point of 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2. Okay? And I would have a vertical, horizontal there, a vertical there. Okay? All right? like this. Okay, but all my classroom would be required you guys to have that part, okay? Which that's where that means x equals -4. All right, I'm not gonna worry about the algebra. Okay, go into the next graph. All right, what are the solutions of these? Okay, so this one's, the solution is gonna be that. All right, so what I'm gonna look for is an answer of 3, -2. Okay, all right, where those intersect. Okay, circle all those where x equals -2. All right, so I'm going to do all these by graphing. Okay, I'm going to do all these by graphing. So I'm going to go over, we'll go back here. Oh, my calculator's going crazy. All right, give me a second. So basically, you're gonna graph all these just like we just did. All right. Patience. Okay. All right. So delete. All right. So that first one's going to be 2x plus 6. Oh, sorry about that. Divided by x. Okay. The other side is going to be -16 divided by 8. Okay, notice the parentheses. I'm going to draw, all right? And if I do G-solve intersect, okay, now that solution is -1.5, and I don't think there's any others, so that's what, that one doesn't count, okay? Let me go back in here. All right, 15 divided by 7, okay, minus x minus 1. Divided by 3. All right, the other part's going to be 18 divided by 7. Okay, draw. G-solve intersection. Okay, that's not going to be either. All right. Okay, delete 1 divided by x plus 2. Delete 0. Okay, G-solve intersection, not one found. Okay, so I haven't circled that yet, any of those yet. So let's go down to this one. (2x plus 16 divided by 3 plus 2. That's going to be 6 divided by 1. Draw. G-solve intersection. My solution is x equals -2. So that one's going to be my answer. Okay. I know that looked like that took a lot of time, but it's basically just typing. Okay. All right. Solve the following. Okay. So once again, this is going to be into graphing.
Hope Campbell, if you're in the building, please come to the main office. Hope Campbell, if you're in the building, please come to the main office. Thank you.
Key thing here is if that's 7x minus 5 is underneath, you got to use parentheses. Okay, 2x. Whoops, I should have used parentheses here. 2x. Okay. Delete these other ones. All right. And draw. Okay. G-solve intersection, and I get x equals 1. Zooming out is always a great way with a lot of these problems, all right, to solve. So when you hit zoom, there's a bunch of things you can do. You can do zoom auto, that's one way. You can do zoom in, it's another way. F3, exit draw, gets you back to start. Zoom out with an execute also helps you zoom out on those, okay? Let me go ahead and do this one here before I move my calculator, all right? So that's going to be square root of x, all right, plus 6. Okay, this is going to be 8 minus x. Draw, G-solve intersection, and I get an answer of x equals 1 also. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this one over here. All right, so I'm going to have 2 cube root of x plus 5. All right, and then I'm going to delete this, and that's going to be negative 14. I'm going to draw. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is going to get smaller and smaller, and eventually it's going to touch it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out again. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out one more time and see if that gets closer. And I'm going to keep moving over because I think that's going to get there. I'm going to do G-solve intersect. Let me draw it one more. Let me zoom out one more time. Zoom out one more time. G-solve intersection. I don't know why that's doing that. Okay, G-solve intersection. Okay, if I divide by 2 here, let's see if this helps. Sometimes you might need to do that in order to get the problem a little bit more reasonable. Let's go back, let me hit exit, let me hit draw, let me fix my window, exit, draw, okay. All right, let's go back into graph. All right, so let's say I had cube root of x plus 5, and let's say I had negative 7 now instead. Let's see if that helped. Okay. This one might just be so large. F3, hold on. Zoom out, enter, zoom. How about let's try this. Let's try if zoom that doesn't work. Let's try zoom auto. Let's see if that helps at all. This might be just too large of a number. Oh boy, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, G-solve intersection. I don't think that's going to be able to do it. What we'll have to do there algebraically is cube that. Sorry about that. Exit, let's go back. Negative 7 to the 3rd power, it's going to be negative 343. That's probably why it's just so big. So subtract 5, that's going to be x equals negative 388, okay? So if you run into a problem where you can't graph it, as you saw there, that would have been sort of ridiculous to find that window, okay? So if you ever run into that, just go ahead and do the algebra, which is cubing both sides, okay? I'm going to fix my window, exit, draw. If you run into that, cube both sides, get the x by itself. Sorry about that long explanation there, okay? All right, and then let's go back and do these. Graph, exit. Okay, so that's going to be 2, 5x to the 1/2. Okay, minus 6. This is going to be 24. Draw. And let's try zoom auto here. Zoom auto. I'm going to have to keep going over. Once again, this is another one of those really large ones. I'm going to keep going until I eventually get that cross. There we go. Should work now. Yep, x equals 45. Okay, so some of them you might have to play around with the calculator, the zoom feature. I'm sure if I went zoom out, I probably would have seen it a lot easier. Okay, so if I was at F3, exit, draw. All right, if I did zoom out, enter. All right, zoom out, enter. Okay, I could sort of start to see it, and then I could done G-solve intersection. So you got to sort of just play around with those. Okay. All right, number 10, same thing. All right, so I'm going to do exit. All right, delete, delete. Okay, so I got 2 square root of x as one side, then square root of x plus 9 minus 3, draw, okay, and I'm going to do G-solve intersection, okay, 0, I think that's the only one, yep, so it's going to be x equals 0, which is that one, okay, solve this graphically, all right, once again, very similar to what we just did, Okay. This one is out. All right, this is going to be square root of x minus 2 minus 1. This one is going to be x plus 4. Draw. Okay. G solve intersection. Okay, not found. Let me see if I can zoom in here. F3, F3, exit, draw. All right, and as you can see, that's not going to cross, so that's why that intersection, that's just going to be a no solution. All right, the algebra. Okay, graphing these. Okay, so my anchor point here is 3, negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, the points for this, I'm going to use 1, 8, negative 1, negative 8. Result there would be 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. If you cube the cube root these, that's what you would get. Since I have the negative, I'm going to multiply these by negative 1, so that's going to be negative 1. All right, that's going to be negative 2. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. So what that means for me is 1 to the right, 1 down. This means 8 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 down. This means 1 left, 1 up. This means 8 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 up. So what my graph looks like, something like that. Okay, once again on this one, my anchor point is going to be 0, 2. Okay, points are the same, 1, 8, 1, 8, 2, negative 1, negative 1, negative 8, negative 2. I've got the 3 on the outside, so I'm going to multiply by 3. It's going to be 3, 6, negative 3, negative 6. So I multiply by 3 there. So that means 1 right, 3 up, 1, 2, and 3. This means 8 right, 6 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This means 1 left, 3 down, 1, 1, 2, and 3. This means 8 left, 6 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I got is a graph that looks something like that. Okay? All right, more properties of the domain. If you want to think of this like the anchor point, if I look to the right, the graph goes all the way down like this. Okay? If I look to the right, I see the graph, look to the left, so that's going to be all real numbers. The range, I look above and below, so both of those are there, so that's all real numbers. Okay? All right, the zeros, okay? Let me erase this little extra thing that I drew there. All right, that's going to cross right there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be x equals 7. The intercept is 7, 0. Y-intercept, it crosses right here, which that coordinate would be 0, 3. All right. Increasing intervals. Now, for this is negative infinity, positive infinity. I start from the left, and that's just going to decrease. So this answer is going to be none, and this is going to be from negative infinity to infinity, because the graph, I'll just draw it down here, okay? The graph just keeps decreasing the whole way. As x approaches infinity, which is here, negative infinity, okay? This is going down, this is going up, all right? Which of the following best represents the function in the previous problem? Okay, so if you look at this, here's my anchor point. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That anchor point is 6, 1. Okay, so which have anchor points of 6, 1? That does. Okay, that does not. Okay, that does not. And that does not. So this has to be my answer. Another reason why that has to be answered is that one's going that way, so the negative has to be on the outside. Okay? 16, mark an X where the solutions to each system. Here and right here. Okay? It's only where these graphs cross each other. Okay? This is a portion of the graph of the system, which is the solution set. So my solutions are here, which is that's 2, 2. The other solution is here, which is negative 2, negative 2. So which one has 2, 2, and negative 2? It's these. Okay? All right. This is not a solution. It's only where it crosses the circle and the line there. Which of the following is not? Okay? So what you want to do is get these in y equals. Okay? This one would be 2y negative x squared plus 20. So if you move something from one side to the other, it changes sign. Divide by 2. I get y equals negative 1/2 x squared plus 10. Okay, that's one of my equations. This one, that's going to be y squared equals negative x squared plus 100. Okay, square root both sides. Now what that's going to do, I got a positive square root and a negative square root. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when I type those in, delete, okay, I got negative 1/2 x squared, oops, x squared plus 10, and I've got negative square root of, I got square root of negative x squared plus 100, and then negative square root of negative x squared plus 100. I'm going to draw this. Okay, here's what I got. So I'm doing G-solve intersection. Okay, I want the first one and the second one. So the first one tells me it's 0, 10. That's the top part. Okay, G-solve intersection. I want the top part, but now I want the bottom with the negative square root. So that's going to be negative 6, 8, and 6, negative 8. Okay, so I got negative 6, negative 8. All right, so which ones are not? Well, that one was not a solution because we had 0, 10. Okay, so that one's not. We had negative 6, 8. Okay, we were negative, so our solutions were 0, 10, negative 6, negative 8, and 6, negative 8. Okay, so that was not a solution. Okay, that was. Okay, and that was not a solution. So which of the following are not? These three were not. Identify the y coordinates of that solution there. So what we want to do is we want to get the x's over here. So that's going to be 3y, 6x squared, negative 24x, and positive 9. And then I'm dividing all those by 3. So what I got is 2x squared minus 8x plus 3. That's one equation. This one, I've got negative y equals negative 3x positive 6. That's a negative 1, so I want to divide each of those by negative 1. So I got y equals 3x minus 6. Okay? So when I type those into the calculator, delete, delete, and delete. Okay? I got 2x squared minus 8x plus 3. And I got 3x minus 6. Okay, I want to draw. Now, G-solve intersection. One of mine is 1, negative 3. Okay. The other one is 4.5, 7.5. Now, if you answer this question, identify the x and y coordinate of each point. Okay, so the x coordinate were 1 and 4, negative 3, and 7.5. Okay, so be careful on that. Solve the following system. Okay, all right, so that one's easy. That one's already in y equals for us. Okay, x squared minus 8x minus 16, and negative x squared minus 6. Okay, I'm going to zoom out, zoom out. Okay, so I want to see both intersections. Okay, so G-solve intersect. I got negative 1, negative 7, and 5, negative 31. Negative 1, 7, and was that 5, negative 31? Yep, 5, negative 31. Okay, and let's see, is there anything else on that? Okay, that's it. Okay, so a couple things you want to be able to, in summary, work with on your calculator. All right, to always fix your window. F3, F3, exit, draw. Okay, that's one way to fix your window. F3, zoom, auto. That's one way to do something. So F3, exit, draw. Zoom out, and then you gotta hit execute and wait for it to jump out of there. G-solve, intersect, okay? You gotta be careful. Sometimes you're gonna have to move this around in order to find it. Okay, make sure you can see both, all right? Some of the keys to some of these other problems, when you get into stuff like we were doing with the radicals, make sure you watch, that you're only looking for X's. If you ever get to the point where you know there's an intersection but just can't get to it because of the window, you might have to do the algebra. If it's a cube root, you cube it. If it's a square root, you square it. But if it jumps out to you right through the intersection, you can just use those, okay?